On this Way 31 News Extra, a North Alabama woman is using a personal tragedy to help others. Shalicia Torbert's best friend was tragically killed in a domestic violence incident in 2020. Her death left a dark stain on her memory, but Torbert is now changing that. She wrote a book, Lessons from an Angel, The Keys to Friendship, to highlight the importance of building and maintaining strong bonds with others and to bring some light to those who may need it. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So talk to me a little bit more about your friend.
So Angel Connor was the best friend that anybody could ever have. She just was my right-hand man, and she was there for me when I went through trials and tribulations in my own life. And during the tragedy of losing her, I wanted to make sure that people remembered her for who she was and who she was to me, and realized that even in tragedy, she could still teach people things even though she's not here anymore. So I wanted her legacy to live on through the book.
Can you talk to me a little bit about how she passed?
So Angel was tragically taken from us by a man she was dating in the military, and they got into an argument and he shot her 6 times, and he took her from all of us very selfishly. I think that the violence amongst servicemen and servicewomen has escalated, especially with COVID. It has escalated, and there are a lot of things that are that have been done to cover up prior incidents. If he had been reprimanded for his prior incidents, then maybe he wouldn't have been around to take Angel's life. So I think that's something that really needs to be looked into, especially with African American women and Black femicide, and people being, and women's lives being taken by men. That's something that happens all too often. I know other people who has happened to, people in my family who has happened to, and you always hear about these stories on true crime and different things on TV, and you never know when it hits close to home. And for me, it didn't hit just close to home, it hit in my lap. So it was definitely something that I want to look into moving forward, especially me growing up as a military brat, both of my parents serving in the Army as well. It's definitely something that needs to be paid more attention to and further looked into, with the military covering up different things and incidents that would have kept Angel here if they had took those precautions.
So let's go back. How did you all meet?
So Angel and I met in church, in Bible study one night. We were in church in Florida, Shiloh Christian Center, and I saw her and she saw me, and her sister would attend Bible study, and my brother and I would attend Bible study. And I always saw her and I thought she was older than me. So one day I talked to her and I was like, "Oh, are you in 8th grade?" And she's like, "No, I'm in 6th grade." And I was like, "I'm in 6th grade." And she was like, "I thought you were in high school." And I'm like, so we thought each other were older than we were, so we never approached each other. But after that, we were just glued to each other's hip. And even though we didn't live in the same area or attend the same school, we were just always on the phone or trying to make sure we were together when we could be.
I love that. I love that. And that inspired you to write this book, The Lessons from an Angel. You want to really highlight the keys to friendship. So talk to me about some of those things that some of our viewers can actually benefit from.
So in the keys to healthy friendships, I basically laid out the things that I was remembering after Angel passed away. So I looked at many pictures. We had so many memories together on Snapchat, on Instagram, Facebook. I just looked through a lot of my memories of scrapbooks and everything, and I could remember a lesson that she taught me while, as I looked at the picture, I could remember a lesson that she taught me. So for instance, there was a picture of us in Las Vegas. And I remember right before the picture was taken, I was acting like everything was okay, but I was very tired. And when I asked her if she was tired, she admitted that she was tired, and I got mad. And I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm actually tired too. So as I was looking through those things, that was one of the keys in the book that I highlighted about being honest with your friends, because she was honest with me, I was able to be honest back with her, and we were both tired and needed a nap, but I was ready to keep having fun in Vegas, but we both needed a nap. And because she admitted that she needed a nap, then I took a nap too. So I basically wanted to highlight different things like that when I look at the pictures, like finding friends who will pray for you, finding friends who will help you in your career, or finding friends who will help you to do the things that they know are best for you. And Angel always wanted the best for me. So I just really wanted to make sure that I honored her legacy in wanting what's best for me and writing this book about what she left behind for me to carry out through the rest of my life.
What's one memory that stands out to you about her? I know there are many.
Obviously, yes, there's many memories of me and Angel, but I guess my favorite memory is before I moved to Washington, D.C., I was living in Tampa, Florida, and my job moved me to Washington, D.C., and she came down on my last weekend, and we had a big weekend. A couple of my friends, well, a lot of my friends, threw a big party for me at the University of South Florida, and she came down, and I just really think she sacrificed a lot to be there with me because she had just had her son. And she sacrificed a lot to come and be with me on my last weekend before I moved to Washington, D.C. And I guess that ties in with another memory. I know you asked me for one memory, but when I moved to Washington, D.C., she was able to come up there and stay with me for some time. And that, as an adult, those are some of the things that you really don't get to spend that type of intimate time as adults, because people have lives. She had a child, I had a new job, but she was able to come stay with me for almost a period of a few months, a long time, probably almost 6 months that she was able to stay with me. And those were some of the best times in my life, because even though we didn't do much, we were both in periods of transition, so we didn't have a lot of extra funds to do a lot, but we just coming home, and when we would cook meals together, well, she would cook, she was a great cook. We would cook meals together, and we would just be able to enjoy each other and talk about our future. She was trying to get back into the military, so upon her entering training and losing weight and doing all the things that are required to get back into the military, we were both kind of in a transitionary period together, and it was just nice to have my best friend with me, because I had lost a few close people to me prior to her moving in with me. So she was just really there to be like a listening ear, a helping hand, a confidant, like somebody that I could depend on and help me through and provide me encouragement. And I tried to provide her encouragement as well, and I think that we were able to bounce our encouragement off each other.
That is great. Now, you did mention her son. How is her son doing right now?
Her son is doing well. I wrote this book for her son. I wrote it so that when he turns 18, he's able to read it. And when he gets old enough, he's able to, see that his mom was a light to so many people. And even though he may not be able to see his mom or his mom's family, it's something that maybe he'll be able to check out from a library one day, or he'll be able to Google one day and maybe get his own copy. But I wrote this book so that her son can know that something is out there about his mother, and that no matter what people tell him about his mom, whether it be negative or positive, he can read something from someone who actually knew his mom.
That is so sweet. And I just admire you so much to do that, because being an author is actually not her full-time job. You wear a lot of different hats, but you were just really motivated to go and write this. You're so passionate about it. Where can people go to purchase this book, to learn more about the tips to a great friendship?
This book is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Target, any major reseller. It's online, but Amazon is the main place you can buy the book.
And before I let you go, is there any words of encouragement that you would like to give to others who may be going through a similar thing of loss?
The thing that helped me to deal with losing Angel was journaling and being real with my emotions. A lot of people think that there are indeed 5 stages of grief, but you don't go through them in the stages. I sometimes went through all 5 stages in 1 minute. I went through all 5 stages in an hour. Like, it's very cliche to say that you should go through grief in certain stages. I tell everybody to just handle your grief your way, and to sit in it and make sure that you're handling it, because when you push it to the side, it comes back in many different ways. So I think that it's important to basically sit in your grief. And the thing that helped me was journaling. Journaling helped me be able to get through losing her, and that's kind of where the book came from, was me journaling and remembering all the good times and all the good things, and being able to go back and look through my journals and remember her for who she was and not how she was taken from us.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Before we go, I have to say I am just so proud of this young lady. I've known her for years since she was a little girl, and just to see all the, like, how passionate you are about doing this stuff, and to see it come to fruition, definitely wanted to make sure that your story is told and that we tell Angel's story as well. It's so important, not just for her son, but for everyone else who may be experiencing something different. So thank you personally. I'm giving you your flowers. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much, Demetria.